Cool.
Yeah, you guys want to get into our discussion?
Ooh, discussion.
Yes. So
What's
I'm
up?
a little excited about this discussion, guys.
This one is actually one that we talk about quite a bit.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So today's discussion is all about video game soundtracks.
Oh, video game soundtrack.
And like I had mentioned at the beginning, you know, some of us, I mean, I at least grew up kind of like where the video game era, the early 2000s, late 90s, and where these great music was finally being introduced to these video games. So I remember me being 11, 12, 13 years old and just getting great exposure to great music just from these video games.
The bands at the time.
And the bands at the time, and even before that time.
Well, Mayhem Mind's time is more like up, up, down, down, left, right, start.
Bro. Bubble Bobble.
Oh, that's
had a bitching soundtrack.
That's it. Dude, Contra.
Dude, the 8-bit
Contra
on those?
with the 8-bit,
Those were
amazing. Mega Man.
Mega Man.
That was clapped.
Good.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that's why I like Nine Inch Nails so much.
Talk about industrial a little bit.
This next band, Dr. Wily. Anyway.
No, I mean, that was the beginning of it. That was the inception. And
yeah.
I mean, as video games evolved, it started incorporating more music and trying to outdo the older video games.
That's true. The commercial music started coming in.
More commercial music started pumping into the video games. And I know, I believe Figured was the one who, you Mayhem had brought up Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Goodness. The Most Wanted playlist.
Well, the music in video games is to set the mood, of course.
Yes,
like, you had the electronic for Mega Man. You had just, like Minecraft has like kind of like the
that weird
soothing music in the background that can get
a
little charged sometimes.
So Super Mario has a to amp my anxiety and frustration.
Exactly,
I see.
To add a mood. But if you have a car game and you want the person to feel like they're driving a car,
you gotta have that kind of music.
You
gotta have some music that people actually listen to in their car.
It's gotten to the point where if I listen to this music in my car, I get like dangerously close to speeding because of how often I would do it in the video games.
And that's why Figure doesn't drive his car very
well.
Put on the Need for Speed soundtrack.
Need for Speed soundtrack, but check it out. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 Crosses, which is Chino Moreno's side project.
That was Telepathy
with Sean Lopez. Telepathy. I had just learned about Crosses. And the boys come to visit Figured and Madman. They're like, "Oh, I love this song." I'm like, how the hell did you figure out this band? And they're like, "Oh, Need for Speed. Check this song out." And it's Dead Sarah's Weatherman. I'm like,
dang.
What the hell were these songs?
Right?
Like, so that was my introduction to Dead Sarah and Emily Armstrong was from the
from a video game.
But they have the stuff from like the Who.
Yeah, they had Baba O'Reilly.
I had Baba O'Reilly. Yeah.
That's an awesome one. But they've got so many good songs there.
Yeah, even just one-ups from like different bands and stuff.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. So even the Need for Speed franchise, you got Pussifer in there. So it's like they like the side projects from like the
big bands,
the bigger headliners, and stuff. So I don't know, man. They got some pretty good stuff.
Personally, for me, it was Tony Hawk.
Pro Skater.
Okay.
Tony Hawk
Pro Skater
is like a Vans Warped Tour.
That's pretty much it.
Speaking to the person that went like to 4 or 5 of them,
isn't Vans like with all the skaters?
Anyway, I think the reason I wanted.
I
mean, we all wanted to be skaters back then. Once that video game came out,
I wanted Vans.
I'm pretty sure Vans sponsored Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. My fault. And
they probably had some ads in there.
I'm sure they did. But I mean, talk about introducing a whole generation, not just one to current music, but two to older music.
Yep.
AFI, Alien Ant Farm. I mean,
AFI, I haven't
that
heard
was
AFI
I
in a
was
long time.
11, 12 years old and listening to Motorhead, Ace of Spades, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh. Oh.
While you're trying to learn how to kickflip on a controller.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was awesome. Dead Kennedys. One that
Dead
sticks to
Kennedys,
me
yeah.
is
Dead Kennedys, yeah.
Amoeba. Amoeba. And I believe that's the adolescents.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
adolescents.
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 Adolescents, but God, man, great punk music, and not just punk. It really introduced me to hip hop as well.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Ah, man, Most Def became one of my favorite like artists back then,
Dude.
just because of Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah.
Redman came out.
Oh yeah.
Dude, anything associated with a Tribe Called Quest or Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang in itself is legendary. I need to see him this summer.
You got
I am down.
you got 2 Wu-Tang stands here.
Wu-Tang
course.
forever. Wu-Tang forever. All right.
Yeah, but AFI definitely deserves the type of following the Deftones have.
AFI,
AFI
yeah,
is very good.
very good.
Very much ahead of their time, but they made a connection,
They
and I
did.
really do think it's time for an AFI resident.
We're gonna
Renaissance.
we got to
Yep.
reanalyze AFI. I remember listening to that first album and like, I remember really tuning in to not the popular songs,
Mm-hmm.
but there was like 4 or 5 other songs on that album were just ass.
Yeah. Well, you have Miss Murder.
Miss Murder.
Miss
Yeah, before
Murder?
that it was the
Yeah, Miss Murder was.
Miss Murder is probably one of the more popular
Yeah.
popular songs.
ones, and then there's
Warped Tour.
Silver and Cold.
Silver and Gold. Yeah, Silver and Gold was good.
Is also one of the more popular ones,
Yeah,
but they're more, I guess, less known, or the less known music actually
they could do
slaps.
some really good,
Like,
really good
That's
stuff.
very good.
yeah. And Old Glen here, named after
Yep.
Davey Havoc,
That's right. That's right.
right?
Glen
For a
Havoc.
very good reason. We
Yeah.
have some AFI stands in here.
Yeah,
yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
If you liked Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Skate 3 or Skate 1, 2, and 3 are also really good games too. Their soundtracks were insane. They had Grateful Dead, The Who's, Pixies, Agent Orange.
Agent Orange.
Yeah, Black Flag and Green Day too. That's where I got most of my punk music
But to
from.
get
was-
There you go.
to get the youth into like Black Flag and Motorhead,
Yeah.
I know.
dude.
Primus too.
Primus, yeah.
Primus was on first one or
Dude,
second one.
yeah. But to get these kids into music that
My name is
actually,
Bud.
yeah, is it Winona's Beaver? Yeah, yeah.
You know, talk about like an ADHD tick. Like, you don't know how many times I'm like doing something like sweeping the floor.
Yeah.
My name is Mud.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Cowdy's like,
What are you doing?
It's Primus.
it's Primus. It's Primus.
Yeah.
But you talk about the youth, and it's something interesting because it's not just like our generation. I think it's still going on today. So, Little Metalhead, my oldest, he's really into Sonic the Hedgehog right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, not and even before the movies came out, like he was playing the games, he was doing the whole thing. I remember Sonic, whatever. And so, the Sega's come out with a bunch of games, and I think it was last year or late
Frontiers.
2023, Sonic Frontiers comes out. And so of course he wanted this Sonic Frontiers. Like, okay, fine. So he did his chores and whatever. They saved up for it, and he got himself Sonic Frontiers. And so one day he's just playing on his own. I'm like, it's a 1-person game, and so he's playing through it, and all of a sudden I hear something like freaking rocking coming out of his room, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Oh, I'm playing Sonic Frontiers, and I'm listening, and a lot of the boss stages features this kick-ass soundtrack
Yeah.
from Kellen Quinn, who's the singer of Sleeping with Sirens.
Okay.
Oh,
They collaborated. Sega, a bunch of I guess Sega's music department
Yeah.
collaborated with Kellen Quinn on these kick-ass songs, and they're really good.
Yeah.
There's a song Undefeatable. He plays it all the time in the car, and it freaking slaps, man. It's just in your face. It's like you know, and so he showed me like the final boss where he's like kicking his ass, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really good. It's really good. I'm like, I did not think I was gonna like a Sonic game
with
a kick ass, with music.
At some point, I think the parents enjoy the game as much as but because we're listening to the music.
It's interesting though, because that, like how Tony Hawk was for like
your
music, or like Skate 1, 2, 3 was for figure, entering the punk. Now I'm starting to be like, all right, let's look into some Finch.
Okay.
Let's look into some Atticus. You know, like let's start, you know, digging that little rock in his brain. You know?
I forgot how we went down this rabbit hole, but I want to say it was a commercial that we either saw on TV or heard on the radio. But it ended up with me explaining who the Butthole Surfers were to the kids. The guitar
great music,
opening,
I promise you.
the opening to the song Pepper was playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they're like, this song is pretty cool. Do you know what? I was like, yeah, it's the Butthole Surfers.
We're just like, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
Please, YouTube, do not flag us for age appropriate content.
It's the name of a band.
It's a band.
The name of the band, Beehole Surfers, the Booty Hole Surfers. But
just to make it better.
Oh my God,
I'm trying to make it. I'm not making it any better. Anyway, but hearing that song in a commercial for something that had nothing to do with Pepper or booty holes, and you're like, wow, like have we come this far that we're featuring this kind of music?
Yeah.
Well, remember, what was it on what I forgot, it was a couple of years ago. There was a car commercial that had Fred Durst, and they were playing Limp Bizkit, and they were like selling minivans or something. I'm like, are we that old now? Is our music now selling minivans?
I guess so.
The Arctic Monkeys, what song is it for the Ford commercials? The
Oh yeah,
and it's the Ford commercial. Like that's what it's known for now.
Snoop Dogg is friends with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's how far we've come.
I just don't understand how there's not a Camaro commercial with "Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that one."
Yeah.
Driving. I mean, James is a car enthusiast, man. I mean, that's
is.
General Motors. If you know what you're doing,
I think
go get Metallica.
Metallica still scares people though.
True.
Shut it, man.
They shouldn't. I mean, you know who should scare people is the Butthole
Surfers.
Surfers. Those dudes are weird.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg.
Well, Snoop Dogg is
He's the cushion of
gang
waste.
member. He's openly a gang member, which cool, but he's also 60. So
yeah.
Martha Stewart's in his age.
To be fair, Martha Stewart did more time than Snoop.
She did. She did. And
that's true.
She did her time. She shut her mouth. And she got home.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man.
So before we finish this topic, though, my favorite song, just to irk him a little bit, from the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Don't say it. Oh, don't say
it's gonna be Ska, isn't it?
Goldfinger with Superman. So here I am, doing everything I can.
Yes, and he knows it.
You know it too.
For a guy who doesn't like ska,
that song is gonna be stuck in my head all week long.
Oh God, 11-year-old me love that song.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It wasn't a bad song. Actually, Goldfinger probably did it better than most.
Oh yeah, they did.
Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh my God.
Yeah, how many times?
Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish. Oh yeah.
No Doubt is really the only band that got ska rights, and that's where I said that with Dropkick Murphys.
I like how ska was popular for like 1 year.
It
was like 2004.
Because you have a bunch of band kids like trying to make cool music.
Hey, shut up, man.
You know what to make this metal music sound good?
Everyone
saxophone.
experimented with ska, even the Deftones.
Did they though?
There's a video. I'll share it later.
Okay.
See, but it's like experimenting with drugs. Like
they tried it. They're like,
it doesn't mean it's right.
Not for us.
Not for us.
But I'll respect it.
I understand, but not for us.
Here at RockMental, we do not condone the use of drugs.
We don't.
No, we don't.
Only prescription drugs.
Nor Do we condone the
treatment
use of ska?
Anyway, you're cool. Whatever.
Anyways,
So tell us what you think in the comments. What video games inspired you to start listening to rock, or what kick-ass soundtracks are on there right now? I know there's Grand Theft Auto number 47 out or something.
That one has great music. I know a lot of
6.
people also will say Madden or FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA, man, they got some
yearly. They come out yearly, so they
The 2K games have some pretty
the
alright
2K
songs.
also.
the 2Ks.
They have great music in them too.
I have to say the hip hop lately has been really good
Yeah.
in some of the games.
Yeah.
Metal and punk needs to step
Step
it
up.
up,
Well,
step it up a little
game.
bit.
It needs
Or
to be
maybe
another Tony
Well,
Hawk game.
come on 2K, come on EA, reach out
This is
to
it.
reach out to freaking Killer Kin.
Exactly.
Reach out to those guys, get them in.
Think about Dead Sarah and Crosses when they went on. I mean, what was it? 2013,
2012.
Yeah, Crosses had just come out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right, and Dead Sarah, I want to say, had a second album at the way. They're still very, very young.
Yeah.
So there were smaller, newer acts at the time. So I would imagine.
I
Dead
will.
Sarah
2002.
Oh, that had been around for a while.
Yeah.
I'll give a credit where we're beating around the bush and we're talking about video games and music and not naming the music video game. Guitar Hero. I'll give some credit because it was a lot of popular music, a lot of mainstream music, but one of my favorite bands of all times, the Fall of Troy. Okay,
Sure. They're on
I
Guitar
mean,
Hero.
I had seen them on. It was in a Warped Tour. I'd seen them in a concert, and like 6 months later, I saw them on the Guitar Hero video game. And I was like, oh shoot. They got good music in Guitar Hero.
That's right. We know a thing or two about Guitar Hero, right, Seabass?
Yeah.
Right, Seabass? We know a thing or two about Guitar Hero.
Hero.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Man, that was almost 20 years ago.
That was.
But
man.
no, they had some they had some boppers too.
Yeah.
They did.
Yep. Cool.
Hey.
Let us know what you think. Send us your recommendations. If you think we're full of crap or whatever, let us know.